y'all. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective. And today we're going to be reviewing another book. I've got another book review for you all. I just finished it, actually, maybe a month or so ago, and I forgot to review it, but we're doing it today. It's Decent People by DeShawn Charles Winslow, and I'm going to make sure that I have the image of the book up here. Decent People. So we're going to review that book today. All right. But before we get into that, I've got a couple housekeeping items I need to cover. Let's get into that first. This is a growing channel, y'all. This is a growing channel. On top of book reviews, I cover TV, reality shows, I cover movies, different series. Sometimes I cover hot topics. We do a lot of things on this channel. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. What are you waiting for? If you have subscribed, don't forget to like this video. And as I'm sharing my perspective, make sure that you share yours down in the comment section. Always interested to hear what you have to say and what you think about my commentary. The other thing is two more things. I've got a book club, a virtual book club. It's called Black Lituations. See it right here? Black Lituations. Okay. We read all types of books from different types of authors, but we specifically like to try to hunt for authors that are from minority groups. Okay. And so this go round in August, we are going to be reading a book called A Spell of Good Things. I am not going to try to butcher this author's name. I'm not about to do that, y'all, 'cause she deserves respect. But it has like a 3.9 on Goodreads, which is a good sign. And I'm super excited. I was reading the reviews, so please join me. It is completely virtual. I will put all the information down in the description box for those that are interested in joining. Again, it's completely free. It's virtual. All you have to do is click the link and hop on, buy the book, read the book, join the conversation. Real easy, real simple. Okay. Black Lituations, we're going to be connecting, and I'll put the information down in on the screen here because I don't remember the date. I think it's August 24th. We typically meet on like the last Thursday. Yep, August 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be discussing A Spell of Good Things by Ayabi. Ma'am, I'm not going to butcher your name. I refuse to do it. Okay. So check that out. And one last thing. Actually, I think that's all. That's all. So Black Lituations, we're going to get together August 24th at 7 p.m. to discuss A Spell of Good Things. And get down in the comments, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this review. Decent People, again, Decent People. Decent People by DeShawn Charles Winslow. All right. This book, okay. I definitely have thoughts. This is a spoiler free. Spoiler free. Okay. I'm not going to give away too much information, but I do want to talk about some of the things that had me in my fifis, had me in my feelings. Okay. So, DeShawn Charles, let's just talk about the author really quickly. DeShawn Charles Winslow, he's got some other writings. The other book he's written is in West Mills. So, the setting of this book is a fictional city called West Mills, North Carolina. Um, the author himself is a Center for Fiction First Novel Prize winner and so many other awards, and he was finalist for other awards as well. He was born and raised in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and graduated from the Iowa Writers Workshop. So when I originally was reading his bio and was reading this book, I thought, oh, okay, so he's basing West Mills off of his city. But he says in an interview that he actually was basing West Mills off of his mother's small town in North Carolina. So again, the setting is West Mills, North Carolina, which is a fictional city. It's 1976, which I like older. I like, you know, period. I can't call this a period piece, but I like stories that take place in older settings. I can't think of the name of how what you would call it. It's a small town. Everyone knows everyone. And while you may not be like best friends with everyone, you know who they are, you know who their family is. Something like we used to say, you know who they people is. You know who they people is and where they come from, right? So it's one of those kind of small towns, you know, what kind of car they drive, you know, their cousins, you know, all of they mom and them, you know, they mom and them, right? So Joe Wright is the main character, and she is coming back from Harlem. And what I like about this book is that it pulls from the same, like it's almost kind of like, I don't want to call it a trilogy, but you know how when books have characters, right? First installment in West Mills, a lot of those characters show themselves again in Decent People as well. So it's kind of like a continuation. It's not like a sequel or part two or anything like that. But those same characters show themselves up in this book as well. Unfortunately, I haven't read what in West Mills, but according to the interviews and things like that, it's the same characters. So Joe Wright, she is coming back from Harlem. She was living in Harlem for a long time. She had all kinds of husbands, and we're not mad at it. Okay, we're not mad at it. She is in retirement, and that's another thing that I liked about the book. The character is an older woman. A lot of the books that I've been reading and a lot of books that have been really popular are about women who are like in their 20s, or a lot of coming of age stories. And sometimes I'm like, everybody's not coming of age, okay? Everybody's not in their 20s. Not everybody's in their 30s. Sometimes you want to hear what it's like to be, you know, on the other side of 40, right? You just want to hear about those things just so you know what you're getting into, and just kind of hearing what the life and the experiences are for those people in that age range. So it was refreshing. So she comes back home from Harlem to West Mills. She has bought her mother's old house. She is set to marry another man, and we're not judging her because she's had like four husbands. We're not mad at it. We're not mad. Not mad at all. She's in her 60s. Baby has lived, okay? She has bought a house again. She's going to marry Olympus Seymour, aka Limp. And Limp has half brothers and sisters. His half brothers and sisters are Laz, Marva, and Dr. Marian Harmon, the only black physician in the town. Now, the people don't like Dr. Marian, and quiet as it's kept, when I was reading the book, I didn't like her either. Okay. The people don't like her. And so as we continue to read the book, we find out that Dr. Harmon and her siblings, Laz and Marva, were found oft. Okay. And many people in the town suspected that it was Limp. And Limp was like, listen, I may have had a bone to pick with my siblings, but I never offed them. Right. So because they were found off, we obviously incorporating the authorities. Now, this is 1976, mind you, in North Carolina. Okay. And so we can imagine what the authorities looked like in 1976. Not to say that they don't still look like that in 2023, but in 1976 is a lot more pronounced and a lot more mainstream. So the authorities, which were pretty much of Caucasity or of Caucasian persuasion, we're not really trying to investigate this this crime because of the people involved, and obviously because they are black folk, right? So Joe Wright takes it upon herself to really ask the hard-hitting questions. So it's almost kind of like a murder she wrote kind of thing, like a black murder she wrote low key kind of thing. She's an older woman. She's asking all these questions and trying to figure out what's really going on. Now, I will say that she was kind of annoying me a little bit because I'm like, girl, this is real danger, girl. This is real danger. You in danger, girl. You could be in danger, right? But also, I was appreciative of her really trying to figure out what happened with her siblings. Number one, to clear Limp's name, because that's her fiance. Two, because she had some doubts. She honestly wasn't sure if Limp was the one that actually committed the crimes. We later on find out exactly who did, and I won't spoil it, so definitely read the book, check it out. There was some undertones that I want to talk about really quickly, and then I'll get into my rating, and we'll wrap it up. Because I don't want to spoil. I don't want to talk too much about the. I don't want to spoil it. So there are two characters, Leroy and Eunice. Eunice. Leroy is Eunice's son, and Leroy is different. He is a different kind of kid. He likes poetry over football. He likes to cook, and he likes to dance, and he is his own person, right? And so Eunice decides that her son needs to go to therapy. And not the kind of therapy that you're talking about, like sitting on the couch and talking to someone. It's aversion therapy, is what Eunice decides that her son Leroy, who is 14 years old and is completely happy in his skin in this small town. And mind you, he does get picked on a lot by some of the bullies in the town and things like that, but he's completely comfortable in himself. And so Eunice takes him to see Dr. Harmon prior to the prior to her offing, and some things happen. And when I tell you, I was so angry and crying, and just I anyway, y'all get into the book. Get into this book. It's good. Um what else can I say? I'm trying not to spoil it. Um Obviously there's the undercurrent of racism in this thing, right? So we have a character named Savannah. Her father's name is Todd. Savannah actually was disinherited by her father Todd because Savannah decided to fall in love with a black man and have biracial children. I keep calling him Todd. His name is Ted. Ted, according to Savannah, is Klansman, but not Klansman, right? Which is a problem all the way around. All the way around, okay? Her grandmother, Hera, who is Ted's mother, is also, because y'all know that there was a woman KKK, right? Like there's a woman's KKK. So I would assume that Hera was also a part of that, incorporated in a part of that organization as well. So we find out that because of the familial ties that were severed by Ted because of Savannah and her choice to choose to love somebody that was black, we see that coming back around full circle. The irony about that is that Ted, who is part Klansman, got his like big toe in the Klan, also has a secret that probably would have gotten him kicked out of the Klan had they known about it. It's a very interesting twist. Um, y'all get into the book. I am going to wrap it up here because I do not want to spoil it, and I can see can feel my tongue wanting to wrap around and tell y'all entirely too much, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Check out the book. I'm going to give this book a 4 out of 5. It was a really I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit slow, kind of like in the beginning. Actually, it was a little bit slow in the middle part. I was like, okay, come on, get to it. But once you get to it, you're kind of like, oh, wow. And if you're an advocate for humans, period, across the board, like humanity, like humans that just need to exist and live free of any type of oppression or, harassment or violence, definitely read this book. Like it's gonna rile you up, but I think it'll also help you open your eyes to see that humans deserve to exist, no matter how they look, no matter what how they engage with the world or what they identify as. They're human and they deserve to exist free from anything, violence, oppression, any of those things. So definitely check out the book. DeShawn Charles Winslow. Really enjoyed this book. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. It is called Decent People, and I think you'll like it. My name is Belle. This is the Belle Perspective, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.